Hey there, it's Lenny McGill with the GlockStore Performance and Custom Shop right here in the beautiful Nashville studios, and I've got another custom gun to show you that is pretty darn cool, and it's called the Gray Ghost. And you can see that it has kind of a gray Cerakote finish to it. In fact, this one is called Combat Gray. All right, and the Cerakote number is CK90. It also features our Mako cut, which is really cool. I've always loved this one. It's got the gills on the side, big cutouts on the top, allows you to see in that barrel, but it's still kind of, aggressive and manly looking. Really, this gun is pretty cool. A couple of neat features that, really stick out in my mind. One, it is an MOS gun. Okay, it means it's a Glock 19 MOS. And the MOS feature accepts the Holosun SCS optic directly without a plate. So you can look in there, you can see how low it sits. Now what's really cool about this, and this is the only optic that fits directly without a plate. What's really cool about this is you can actually co-witness with factory height sights. Now these happen to be the Trijicon sights, and they are night sights, and they're steel, of course. But they are factory height, so they're not suppressor height sights. These are the Trijicon Bright and Tough sights. They're night sights. They've got tritium inserts in the front and the rear. But bottom line is that you can co-witness with factory sights, and all of a sudden you don't have those big suppressor sights, kind of sitting on the back of the gun. Okay, now a couple other things we've done here. Our extended controls on both sides, the extended magazine release button. It's checkered. I like that one a lot. This laser stippling is a tri-block, and it's in 4 different locations. So that's kind of how you would order that. All right. And it's pretty awesome. And again, we have this in different flavors or different textures. Well, there's an asphalt that's very popular, but the tri-block actually looks pretty cool, and it is pretty tacky. So that's something to consider if you're looking for some framework. And the laser engraving, a little bit different, okay? Here on the slide is a deep laser engraving. That is the Gray Ghost. Looks pretty cool. The other framework we've done here that's pretty obvious is the knuckle undercut and the trigger undercut. Trigger finger undercut. So the knuckle undercut, the Glock knuckle basically, comes up under here and allows you to get a little bit higher up on the frame, which allows you to control the gun better. But also it helps reduce some of the, callousing on your knuckle. If you shoot a lot, Glock, a lot of people complain that they get a callus right there on that middle finger knuckle because it comes underneath here, and typically the Glock comes straight back, and it does have a tendency, with all that vibration and all the recoil, to kind of wear on your knuckle a little bit. So we've done that a lot for people. The other one is this trigger undercut, and that allows your offhand, your left hand, to come up underneath here and have a place to rest, and then you can actually compress that left hand onto the right hand, and you're squeezing the left hand to compress the right hand onto the frame. So that's really the grip you're looking for. You really want to have about 80% with your right hand, kind of a good firm handshake, but not a killer handshake. But your left hand is a killer handshake. Your left hand is pushing that right hand on there, and that's how you control the gun and still maintain your trigger finger with some kind of dexterity and looseness. If you squeeze too hard here, you don't really have the ability to manipulate the trigger fast because you're tensing that muscle up, so it doesn't give you the ability to manipulate the trigger fast. So that's really important. Now, the other thing is this trigger. This is the enhanced Glock performance trigger. So what we've done is we've taken the performance trigger and the Glock performance trigger, and we've added our GlockStore shoe to it because it just looks a little bit nicer, to be quite honest. But you'll notice that the trigger always stays in the outward position. Right now, it hasn't, been cocked per se. A lot of people get, kind of, taken by this thing. They go, well, gosh, is it fired or not? Well, first rule of every, time you pick up a gun is to ascertain that it is in fact unloaded. So if you look at that trigger, you say, wow, gee, it could be loaded. Well, it doesn't really matter what happens with the trigger, no matter what gun you pick up. You want to go ahead and open up the slide and peek inside and make sure that it is in fact unloaded, keeping the gun pointing in a safe direction, keeping your finger off the trigger, and actually verify that there's no ammo. Magazine's out, gun's empty, right? Okay, so now we look at that trigger and go, okay, it's still in the same spot, but let me go ahead and feel it real quick. Oh yeah, so there it clicks. Now watch what happens. After I click it, it comes back out to the basically cocked position. And that's one of the kind of goofy things about the Glock Performance trigger that some people don't like. But I will tell you this, that the trigger itself is not bad. I mean, it has an interesting feel to it. It has a little bit more play than our pyramid trigger as far as the actual travel. But it is light, and I would say, let's see here. I'm gonna say this like 4 pounds, maybe 3.5. Here's a 2-pound weight on our dead weight trigger weight. I'm gonna add a pound, and I'll add another pound. So now I have 4 pounds total. And I'm gonna go and rack the slide, and let's just see what this trigger is gonna come out at. I bet you it's right here about 4, maybe 3.5. Let's see here. Yep, there's 4. So it's a light trigger. I'll go ahead and put the 2 1/4 pounds on here and make this 3.5. And I bet you this is between 3.5 and 4. And that's kind of what I was thinking, yeah. So it's not going to go at 3.5, so it's probably 3 3/4, just under 4, because it did click at 4 pounds. So the performance trigger with our shoe, the enhanced performance trigger, I think looks better, and I actually feel that it feels better on your finger too. That's one of the things that the pyramid trigger has been known for, is that it actually has a wider surface area for your trigger finger, and it just feels better than the Glock factory plastic trigger. Not only performs better, but it feels better. Okay, so on this custom gun, I mean, we've done a lot of neat stuff, and the bottom line is that, you know, it's really based upon what the customer wants. This gun's going to Alaska, and it's cool. It really is. It's, I mean, I like the color. I like the way it looks. It is pretty darn awesome. It is a, like I said, it started off as a plain black Glock 19 Gen 5. It's got the ambidextrous controls there. It's got our checkered magazine release button, which I really love. That can be flipped over to the other side in case you are left-handed. My wife's left-handed. A lot of people are left-handed. A lot of police officers are left-handed too. So really interesting fact on that. So anyways, bottom line is this is one of our custom guns. Give you some ideas of what we can do. If you want to do some deep laser engraving, we can do that. One of the things we're starting to do for all of our custom guns is we're going to include one of our challenge coins. Now, these are limited edition challenge coins. They're pretty cool. They're themed. This theme is the Live Free or Die. It's a GlockStore custom challenge coin. So when these are gone, we're going to come up with another theme. But there's a limited edition, only 1,000 of these. So you can buy them, but if you do a custom gun, you get it for free. So the challenge coins are neat, and they're kind of cool and kind of hip right now, and we're definitely part of that action. So if you have a custom gun idea, you want to build something special, something unique, something different, we've got a lot of ideas on our website, and you know, I've done a lot of custom gun videos as well. So the bottom line is, you know, here's a ton of ideas. You give our custom team a call. You can mix and match different things you want to do, mix and match colors, mix and match styles, mix and match cuts. You know, we do a variety of different slide cuts. If you have a slide cut in mind that we don't have on our website, send it to us. We'll actually be able to do that too. The key is, it's all about you and your particular desires and your needs. So give us a call here at the Custom Shop. If you're ever in Nashville, make sure you drop in. We've got custom guns on display. And we can build a custom gun right for you, you know, on paper right there, and then ship it back to your house. So I'm Lenny McGill. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you next time.